How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting and welcome back to Sunrider. So this is gonna be interesting. So today's episode is gonna be, I think, a lot of talking because like everyone wants to have a conversation with us, which is good. It means we'll probably advance our heart levels and it unlocks new abilities, which are always really fun. And I'm sure now we've got a bunch of missions, which means we'll have side quests. So it's probably just gonna be a very chat-heavy episode, which is, I always think they're the more fun ones, honestly. The gameplay's fun, but for me, it's always the secondary component. I like the story. So, yeah, we're going to be just jumping into all of that. But yeah, no, it's been a kind of a sad, and a sad note was so kind of like having, well, that's the thing. Again, I still wonder if that's really the history, because whilst the history that we saw was, meaningful, and it kind of lines up with events and history as we've heard it, it also could very well have been restructured post-fact. Although, based on Sola's recollection, her father was a piece of work, so not that surprising, really. Anyway, other than that, we'll just kind of jump back in and I wonder if we're going to be just hounded by the Sunrider 3.0, right? The Huntress, I think they called her, because we had to fight her, and then we've had to flee from her. And I wonder if she's now just going to be hounding us. But then the other thing that's odd about that too is how does she keep finding us so quickly? I understand the second time because we were in the general area. So after looking at the remains of the warp gate that we used, it's very possible that she was able to kind of track us down that way. But how did she initially find us when we were somewhere in the middle of basic nowhere like that? It makes me wonder if they have an ability to track us somehow. And then I start to think about, I hate it, but, I can't help but be suspicious of Claude. I mean, she's worked with opponents before, but, I doubt that's what's happening. But, it could be, right? I'm not crazy for thinking that. Anyway, let's talk to some people. I want to talk to Ava first. She's my fave.
Gancho.
Captain, we have a situation. Report.
報告書を用意しました。
Pact has discovered the location of Sarah and Resistance Movement's secret base on Tideria and are moving to eradicate it. My contacts within the Resistance need the Murray to divert course to Tideria to distract the Pact fleet while they make their getaway. If this mission is successful, the Resistance has pledged to increase their support for our mission to find Crow Harbor's lost fleet. This could be our chance to win their backing, as well as ensure that the Resistance continues to be a thorn in Pact's side. Oh, are you kidding me? Why is this even a choice? Of course we're gonna do it. Ooh. Understood, Captain. I'll have inputted the coordinates to the nav computer. Let us make haste to Tideria. So that ability there, if I remember it. So ship cleanup 2, chance to fire torpedoes without expending ammo. That's kind of fun. It'd be nice to I didn't mean to click on you, but I guess we're talking to you. I really don't mind. She was probably the next one I was going to pick, either her or Kari. But yeah, what's up, Lynn? You're right on time. I was just about to finish cracking through the second bigger crystal's encryption.
Huh.
And open sesame. Ha. So what's in it? Calm your horses, Shields. Let's see.
だから聞け。
I see a lot of military records, sensitive information about troop placements, the locations of military installations. Ah, bingo. Here it is.
Huh.
The coordinates of Crow Harbor's main base of operations is deep inside the Urdot sector. Even if thousands of years have passed, the most likely place Crow would have returned to after arriving in our timeline would have been his base. Looks like we've got a lead. It also makes sense because Ryuvan technology is so kind of basically timeless. It would not be a stretch to expect, hey, it's been thousands of years, but I bet my base is still holding up. Especially if it was really well hidden. Lynn, input the coordinates in the nav computer. Oh, that's gonna be useful. Alright. I'll be sure to pack my new ancient Ryuvian warlord cannon too. What?
どうでもいい。
I was trying to be funny. Wait, so you're not done talking to us? Okay, let's go back again. Chief? I don't feel... Chief! Something's wrong. Should I call the doctor? It's not that. I haven't been getting hardly any sleep lately. Me freaking too. This week's been terrible. Insomnia? You know, you could get something for the sickbay for that.
それはまずい。
If only it were that simple. I keep feeling something, like a signal calling out to me, but that's impossible. I've run the diagnostic after diagnostic on the Q jammer, still working properly. Security issue? Maybe. Take it easy? More like friendly.
Sa, 聞け。
If only it were that simple.
Sa, 聞け。
Why are you saying the same line again? It can't be the prototypes calling out to me through the mind stream, but something's definitely been trying to reach out to me and it's getting stronger. Something's about to happen.
聞いてください。
Captain to the bridge. Shoot, you might be onto something. Come on, let's go. Report.
さ、
We have received an urgent distress call from a civilian liner. They're under attack by Pact forces and need immediate assistance. Pact's just attacking random civilian liners now? Can't be that simple. Not even they would just randomly open fire on civilian traffic.
そうかしら。
Perhaps there are resistance members on board, or they're smuggling weapons. There could be hundreds of reasons why a Pact way engage a civilian vessel. Wait, the signal, I can feel it. It's coming from that ship.
艦長。
Captain? Lynn's been feeling someone calling out to her, and it can't be one of the prototypes, not when the Q-jammer's active. A civilian ship. Could be worth investigating. Divert course and hail them. We're answering the distress call.
さ、
Understood, Captain. I marked the civilian vessel on the galaxy map. Ooh, that sounds exciting. Okay. Anyway, what we unlocked with her? Budding loyalty. Chance to use abilities for half EN when near the Marae. Not likely to happen a whole lot, but that's cool. I like it. Alright, so some very spicy side missions popping up, which I really like. Alright. Now, if we're on the chain of spicy side missions, Ikari's definitely gonna have a bounty for us.
おい、艦長くん。
Hey, Captain, wanna hear something cool? Cool, you got my attention.
話でもしよっか。
I just got a ping on the holonet that the package that was going to pass through Ingress with an unregistered transport along with a squad of paid guns. We could swoop in, take the paid goons out, and nick the package for ourselves. Back up, Ikari. The package? What even is the package? You mean you don't know about the package? It's a super secret cargo of holonet legend. Don't tell me we're chasing after holonet legends now. Yeah, I was like, what is it? Like, friggin' Half-Life 3, or in this case, Half-Life 3000. The package is real, that much I'm sure of. And whatever it is, it could change our galaxy forever. Hey, this could be as big as Crow Harbor's lost fleet. You don't see me doubting whether that exists, do you? Touché. So what's in the package exactly? Lost technology? Whatever it is, it's the best shot at finding out. Who knows, maybe we can make off like Ongasite Barons if we sell what we find. It's gonna be porn, isn't it? So in the end, you have no idea what's in the package, Ikari. Let's go see it for ourselves. Ooh. I knew you were the right man for the job. Alright, I marked the position of the transport convoy in the nav computer. Once you're ready, we can warp to Ongasite, and make the mission to get the mission started. I mean, I'm curious. Now, again, let's check out that. Military surplus. Replace destroyed riders for half the cost. Shouldn't be happening, but will be nice when it needs to be happening. Alright, Sola, what's up? How you doing?
はい、艦長。
No, we're just sad. Hey, Sola. Is something the matter, Sola? Nothing. I merely wish to say. Now that we have escaped immediate danger, the Chief Engineer Lin has granted control of the Temple Guardians. We could benefit by returning to the Formati Nebula, but further exploring the temple. Our time aside was cut short by the appearance of Admiral Kushana and the Temple Guardians. While we have discovered enough crystals to track down the lost fleet, who knows what other secrets of the Holy Empire still rest within the temple. That's a good point. We should return to the temple and investigate it further. We're probably gonna get, like, I could see us being attacked immediately again by the Sunrider, but I think we should give it a shot. Oh, that's cool! I've marked the temple on the galaxy map. Let us make haste before Pact decides to return and take the crystals within. I saw what that one was. Look at second shot. Chance of firing another shot, the first shot misses. Oh, that'd be so nice. Alright.
艦長殿。
Hey, Kriska. Captain, a 10, huh? At ease, Kriska. You know, you don't have to do that every time we happen to run into each other in the hallway.
艦長殿。
Well, as a matter of duty, but I digress. There was a matter I wish to discuss with you, if your time permits. Anytime. Is something the matter? Matters of a personal nature.
自分は
As I would certainly have met my doom if not for Yukari pulling my cockpit out of orbit in the wreckage of the Paladin following my attempted coup d'etat, I find it natural to repay my debt to her. But when I relay my gratitude, I only find myself rebuffed by her, on several occasions, in fact. She would have always responded with, "It's not like I saved you because I like you or anything," or something to that effect. I mean, I understand, because, like, it sounds stupid, but at the same time, like, if you actually knew someone like Akari, who actually kind of talked like that, and didn't, like, imagine you also weren't aware of the tropes of, like, a tsundere, right? Because in this universe, we're pretending that she's behaving like a odd person, but like a person. Like, she's not trying to play a role of a tsundere, because it's a trope for the writing. But instead, she's actually just like that as a person. Imagine trying to have meaningful interaction like that. In fact, you could relate it to if you've ever had like sometimes when people have a crush on you, they won't communicate with you very well because they just get flustered. They don't know how. It's basically that. And it can be really challenging because genuinely it can be so confusing where everyone else seems to get what's going on, and it just feels like you're just lost every time you talk to them. Given her numerous retorts to my attempt to relay my gratitude, I found myself thinking,
自分はなんて愚かな人間なんだ
what if she believes that what I did was truly unforgivable? In fact, it's only natural, is it not? I was deluded by my emotions into believing the murder of millions of innocents was the only path to stopping the pact threat. It is despicable, is it not? No doubt Akari will never forgive me for my actions. This is an unfortunate state of my affairs, but perhaps one in which I must accept if I'm to bear the consequences of my actions. Actually, I get the feeling that's not the issue at all. Akari, she's just kind of like that. It's her defining character trait. With her actions speak louder than words. After everything she's been through, it takes more than just kind words to win her trust. Instead of trying to speak with her, why not use her actions instead? I'm sure she'd appreciate that more.
本当か
I see. Of course. Why did I not see it before? Oh gosh. We'll boost armor when under 25% health. Words are cheap compared to actions, after all. Might be the key to finally repaying my debt to her.
了解しました
I thank
艦
you.
長殿
I thank you, Captain. Ha, I know precisely how to restore Ikari's trust. I knew I could count on you, Captain. I must act right away. There's not a moment to lose. I have a feeling she's poorly understood what we tried to tell her, and she's absolutely going to do something crazy. Right. Good luck, Kriska.
さあ
Oh, jeez. Oh, here we go. Let's see how this goes. Come to think of it, I wonder what ended up happening between Akari and Kriska. Oh, please. Please. Like, we need to come in, and we need to see them holding hands or something. I hope the two of them manage to reconcile. Despite Akari's coldness, I think she really does consider Kriska a comrade in arms deep down. Oh, gosh. Oh. Oh. I may have been on the mark.
もっと力を入れて
Oh, my gosh.
ダメ頑張れ始まったばかりではないかいやもう限界
They're probably just doing stretches, right? It's got to be a joke because it would be so nice if this were actually happening. Huh? What's happening? Could my advice have worked too well? I've got to investigate right away.
艦長殿ご一緒にいかがでしょうか
You see, yeah, perfectly reasonable. Man, though, look at those weights.
これはやばい。このウェイトリフティングをやってみてよ、艦長くん。マジでやばいぞ。
重力子発生ダンベル
Oh,
な
wow.
がら通常より4倍も重いソラリスの技術の頂点でありますぞ
That would be actually kind of nice, just because it would your weight set would not take up a ton of extra space. Wait, they were only weightlifting. Of course they were. What were you imagining, Kaito? For real. Alright, I'm glad you two managed to reconcile in the end.
なんのことだよ。優等生くんがどうしても筋トレがしたいって言うから。パクトを倒すにはもっと筋肉が必要だとか言い出したと思ったら、どこからともなくダンベルの山を持ち出して。
Oh, well, I'm sure it's good for you.
最適な肉体は軍人にとって必須これが終わったら食堂でプロテインシェイク補充であります
うちらは共に地獄までの中じゃないか、艦長くん。
You know what, she's kind of got a point.
ちょっとやってみろよ。
Me too.
もちろんであります。ネガティブエネルギーを汗と一緒に流しましょう。人工重力は2倍でいいでしょう。
Oh,
まずは腕
jeez.
立て100回から。はい、1、2、3。
Kiska stares. She really is a patriot of the Swoller Alliance. Speedy friend. Oh, that's cool. Beat after all that exercise.
腕の感覚が。
I know what that's like.
やはり筋肉の付き合いこそ至高である。
I've had those times where I've done too much of like my leg work before, and like for the rest of the week, I feel like I have the jelly legs. Where like it'll like out of the blue. I don't know if you've ever had this, but it's like you'll be like walking, doing tasks or whatever, and like out of the blue, your legs, you'll just kind of like wobble, your muscles just be like, nah, I'm just done. And you're like,
さあ、次はシャワーに入りましょう。こ
oh,
の角質除去スポンジで体の隅々までピカピカに磨くのであります。
maybe she will make some progress after all.
3段階の超音波で角質を完全に取り除き、健康の新たな頂点を極めよう。ソラリス連邦のテクノロジーはやはり宇宙一。
今度はなんだ。
Yeah.
遠慮することはない。すべてはパクトを倒すためなのだ。さあ、参りましょう。
ちょっと、なもんで体中を拭くとか絶対にダメだ。おい。
では後ほど、艦長殿。
I'm sorry, Kari, but it's time for your exfoliating session. But to think of two of them in the shower together. I know, right? Ikari screaming in agony as Kriska rubs off the top layer of her skin. Some things are better left unseen and unheard, Kato Shield signing out. Aww. Well, that's fair. It's definitely something that's best should be left to them. Alright, Claude, what do you got? Claude?
何ですか、艦長様。
You, probably. I've been thinking about what we talked about last time. Honestly, I was a little worried when we entered that Revan temple. Thought it would be another death trap, and I guess it was, but we still managed to get the coordinates of the Crow Harbor's lair out of it. So I guess we were right about the temple in the end. But judging for that sigh, I imagine you still do not fully trust me, Captain. Listen, Claude, after all we've been through together, don't you think you should open up to me a little? I basically know nothing about you. Well, Captain, you should have only asked sooner. My 3 sizes are... No more jokes, Claude. Tell me what you're really after. Alrighty, Captain, I'll tell you the truth. The truth is... Oh, here we go. You start with the truth is, I just can't believe you already. I've been saying in the very beginning, all I want is you. Oh gosh. From the moment I laid eyes on you, I knew you'd be with Mr. Right, my heroic dashing space captain, here to sweep me off my feet into your strong manly arms. Oh ho ho! I've seen him arms all right, ripping biceps of pure beef. Oh Captain, you can do whatever you want with me. I am at your command. You're just saying that, aren't you? Oh, don't be so down on yourself, Captain. Sure, your last relationship kinda went down in a blazing fireball, but where you see pain, I see opportunity. Oh, simply give me the word and I can lock the door, shut off the lights, and turn this Cpatain to our personal nest of love. After all, wasn't it lonely, sitting all that time in Tideria by your lonesome? That's the thing, we weren't. And part of me almost wonders if there was something that happened between us and Sola. I can give you everything that you've wanted. Claude. I know what you want. A voice. A voice telling you that you're right. A voice to affirm all your desires. A voice to tell you that your mistakes were due to the shortcomings of others and not your own. I can whisper into your ear all night about my mighty captain. You're strong and righteous. Hold me right now and I can be yours. And if you wish, I can pleasure you however you want. All the positions you can dream of. I can do that too. It's all with you, Captain. Just come to me, and I will make you happy. Don't you want to be happy, Captain? Aren't you tired of being so... limp? The thing is, though, like, why is that so unappealing? Like, it's like one of those things where it's like, it's not just like, oh, whatever, like Claude being weird. It's also like, I feel like if someone were to throw themselves at you that hard, for me, it just puts up a red flag. It would make me be like, I know. Like, why? I'm not biting, Claude. You're working for the prototypes, just like Chigara. You know, there's a saying about situations like this. Fool me once, shame on. You're really walking away, Captain, for the deal of a lifetime? I'm not going to be tricked. Not twice. Well, perhaps the captain's more clever. Oh. Well, perhaps the captain's more clever than Claude gave him credit for. After all, that's why Claude holds him in such high respect. But listen to me for once. I'm not some evil succubus you think I am. From the bottom of Claude's heart, I want to restore the captain's smile on his face, just like his younger days. Ooh, full power. The gravity gun can be used on ships. That's cool. It truly is a shame that past events have left such a distasteful, paranoid individual. But rest assured, my role in this ship is to nurse your mental health back to form. I am the ship's doctor, you know. Perhaps once all this is over, you can once again start believing in me. I truly look forward to that day. You know, it's not like I can't stand you, Doctor. You've been an invaluable part of the crew. Without you, we never would have recovered the data crystal from the Ryubian temple. Look, half the crew has checkered backgrounds, and I'm not proud of the things I've done in the past either, so I can't hate you for what you've done. It's just, I don't know how to handle you. You're just too big for me. Are you implying I should go on a diet, Captain? I didn't mean that, you idiot. Never mind. I don't have anything more to add. Attend to your duties, as you were, Doctor.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, Captain. As you command. Alright. Well, I'm gonna save real quick. Just because, you know, don't want to accidentally break something and have to do that all again. I guess I can do some upgrades and we'll start doing some side quests. That sounds fun. Alright, let's jump in and see what side quests we can do. It's gonna be a lot. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then like the next mission or dot. So I want to start with the civilian vessel that Lynn saw. That one really piques my interest. I want to see what that's about. I think that's this one. Scar. Yeah. Okay. So, Versta, Class 7 habitable world, population 8 million. Versta was formerly planted the Ryubian Empire, followed by Ryuvia's decline. Versta was ravaged for decades by civil unrest, following many tragic deaths. President Zephyrus was elected to office, promising planetary reconciliation. Zephyrus revitalized the fledgling economy and began a democratic reform which restored peace to Versta. Unfortunately, Versta was conquered by Pact during the Neutral Rim War, and President Zephyrus was jailed as a political dissident. With the Crimson Fleet spread thin in the Neutral Rim, Versta's economy has collapsed and little semblance of civil order remains. Dang! It's like a picture-perfect example of why people shouldn't be just jumping into Pact. It doesn't seem like it's great. Alright, so side story, the Scar. Something feels wrong, Shield. The distress signal might be our only lead to finding out what's been bothering me. Let's do it. Time for us to go. Engage. I also need to see, because we have the new warp ability that we unlocked. I want to see how that works. I want to see, like, just how effective and efficient it is. Thank God you're here. Reveal 1. They've opened fire on us without warning. Most of us managed to get out in escape pods, but my daughter's still on board the ship. Please, you've got to save her. She's all I have. You have to take her out before they blow the ship up. Copy. Civilian vessel, all units engaged in Pact ships. Take their attention away from the civilian liner. Copy. Alright. Sink all enemies. The civilian vessel must survive. Okay. So there's the civilian vessel. Holy crap. Look at that. That's a lot of them. Oh, and they have like a couple support vessels like we do. All right. Let's see how we want to do this, huh? Oi. You can't do that. That's illegal. All right. So. First things first, Akari. We need to try and hop, skip, and jump a little bit here. Yes! Yes! So freaking good. I need to stop that from happening. I think that torpedo's gonna hit. Something tells me that torpedo's gonna hit. And those missiles are gonna hit.
うちのフェニックスが
任務報告ターゲット確認俗に
There we go. Alright, went well in the end. It was a little spicy there for a bit, but I think we did pretty good. Oh, look at that money roll in. And I repaired everyone at the very end. Very good.
So,
All packed units neutralized. Good work, Akari. Kriska, get on board the civilian vessel and begin rescue operations on the remaining survivors.
さあ
Sir! Another add-on service to itemize on the bill, huh?
は艦長
The Phoenix and Paladin made contact. Rescue is underway. Doc, get back here, prep for sickbay.
さあイエス
Okay, calm down. The signal. I feel it.
なんだ
No, it's impossible. The Q-jammer should have... Crap, we got a situation here. Look! Report. Oh no. Thank God he managed to save her. That's my daughter. Oh no.
報告書を用意しました
According to the man, it claims to be the prototype's father. He and his wife found her on the verge of death under a collapsed building 6 years ago. Having recently lost their daughter in a war, the two decided to adopt an injured girl and nurse her back to health. Chief Engineer Lynn and Claude have performed a full medical scan of the prototype woman. It appears that due to the injury she sustained 6 years ago, her quantum brain waves have ceased to function like other prototypes. Had it not been the Q-jammer blocking out the brainwaves of the other prototypes, Lynn would have most likely never heard her brainwaves, like a faint whisper lost in the chorus of other prototype thoughts. Based on the scans, we've concluded that this prototype has no way of communicating with the mind stream. What's more, she has sustained considerable damage to both her body and mind. She's barely capable of communicating through spoken words, and has only one functioning leg. Without the support of her adopted parents, she would certainly be doomed to the fate of an infirm woman during times of war. The pack ships probably attacked them on sight as soon as they detected the prototype on board. However, given the scope of this particular prototype's injuries, I see no harm in allowing her to go about her journey with her adopted parents. Basically, we got a mute special needs prototype with a bum leg. She's not going to do any harm, not in her condition. They once brought doom on the galaxy. Is it certain that she poses no threat? Injuries can be healed. How can we be certain she will not one day activate and betray all those around her?
Shields
Listen, Shields, it's not like we chose to be born a prototype. They're not like us. They're genetically different. They can be taken over at any time through the mind stream. They become mindless drones capable of committing unthinkable atrocities without a moment's hesitation. Shields, who are you talking to?
提案があります
There is a way to prevent that from happening. The doctors proposed surgically embedding a Q-jammer in the prototype's brain, which cannot be removed without also killing her. Then we would have the guarantee that she cannot ever be controlled through the mind stream again.
バカバカしい
Wait, you want to force the disabled woman to have an involuntary medical procedure? Just for a remote what if? Are we seriously going to start committing war crimes now? No, all laws relating to rules of war
時間の無駄だ
apply only to humans. Yeah, I know.
バカバカしい
Shields, this is unnecessary. Half your poor girl's body's already been destroyed. You don't need to cripple her anymore. You stayed her from pact for a reason.
艦長
It's your call, Captain. I think, honestly, it's one of these situations where, like, it could really come back to bite us, but, like, it's weird. Like, God, it's actually one of these odd conundrums because it's like... Alright, so... Have any of you watched Freerun? There's a really interesting conversation to happen to the community with Freerun because there's an enemy that they fight called demons. Demons look human. They have features that make them different, like horns and stuff, but they look human and they can talk human. But the story, it clearly communicates that, like, this is all about the deception. It's how they hunt. They hunt by mimicking their prey, but they're hunters that mimic the prey, which is humans and humanoids, like elves and humans, dwarves. So they look like human. They talk like they're human. But the idea in the story is that they're not. They're basically just monsters. They're just mimics of a different kind. And so, whilst other people propose, like, they have examples of, like, a young demon being, like, a sole survivor and injured, and she gets adopted. And then within a few weeks, she, like, murders all of the other, like, kids in the home, and, like she goes to another house and kills this whole family and, like, kidnaps like a small child and brings it back to the family, and then offers to kill it for them. Like, she's just this inhuman creature, but at the same time, they know to do things like to beg for mercy. And they even ask her, like, at the end, they're like, why did you ask for a mom? And she said, because it always works. It keeps them from killing us. And it's like, so like, it's the whole idea is like, just because they look human and seem sentient doesn't mean like you should treat them as human. And that's kind of they're going with the prototype here. But we also know that the prototypes can feel emotion. They can be people. The mind stream just tends to overwrite that. Because Chigara was disconnected from the mind stream for a long time, and she genuinely had her own thoughts and desires and dreams, but then she got overwritten by the mind stream and became the puppet of whatever the main prototype was, the one that was originally in charge of Pact. I can't remember her name. Alice, I think. Like, there's a much stronger case to be made that the prototypes are innately human. Like, because that's the thing, they're based on human. Like, they talk about it so differently, but it's because they've done such terrible things, it's easier to just dehumanize them. So it's interesting. I wonder if this is going to be a choice of like, who's like, do we get a heart with Ava or do we get a heart with Lynn? Because it's like, I think a heart with Ava would be more meaningful to. Oh my gosh, right. I almost want to see, like, let's do a quick test. I'm going to make a choice that's going to be our commitment choice, but I want to see if there is a difference here. Because you see, the choice I'm going to make is I want to return her to her parents unharmed, because deep down in my heart, I think I should see as Shields, like a prototype, as more than just a monster. And I think Lynn needs to see that we see her as different as well. Return to her parents unharmed. Understood, Captain. I will inform the doctor to release the prototype woman to her adopted parents right away. Whew. You know, Shields, for a moment there, I thought... The prototypes brought unspeakable horrors to humankind, but even among them, I know there is good. I know now that they were not a monolith in the end. It was the monstrous actions of their leadership which caused all the tragedies of the war. At least I know for sure that every prototype is different, and after having spent time with you. Besides, it would be poor form to harm the girl right after rescuing her from Pact. Wouldn't look good for us or for Ryuvia. Okay.
Huh.
You made the right call, Shields. Thanks.
いいじゃん、シールズ。
Maybe I was wrong about you. You're not such a bad guy.
シールズ
Anyway, I better head back to engineering. See ya. Huh? What was that about?
まさか本当にこうなるとは。
Captain. Huh. They look alike, but that's all the two of them will have in common. Don't worry, Ava. Got everything under control here.
は、艦長。
Very well. I'll file my report of the incident within the hour. Make note of your decision that was not influenced in any way by your growing feelings of sympathy for our chief engineer. Ava, come on. Me and her. I'm not even gonna. No.
悪くないですね。
Then I will make my report a short one, Captain. Much appreciated, Commander. Oh man, look at that though. Like Asaga, like I wonder if I locked myself out of Asaga's hearts, because we haven't gained any with her in a while. But like everyone else is making some decent progress. But again, it's all very different. Like look, it's like Kriska and Akari are pretty high up. Yeah. Anyway, so anyway, clicking through all that, we got Prototype Genius. Disable deals damage equivalent to Lynn's max EN. I mean, I guess that's cool. I feel like that ability is not that great because all things considered, the strength of disable is the disable. It's not the damage. But I do want to see if I did it, what would be different? Because I'm curious. Like this is going to be our canon. Like right here, no, right here. Save one. This will be canon. But I want to see what would happen if we'd done the other one, just because I'm curious. So we embed the Q jammer. I'm sure Captain, I'll instruct the doctor to prepare the surgery right away.
どうでもいい。
Can't believe you, Shields. You call us the monsters. You don't know what could happen in the future, or risk one day of reestablishing contact with the prototypes too great. One day she could unknowingly summon an entire hive mind to a civilian center. It's for our own good, for safety of her new family. Or maybe certain somebody with old wounds just can't get over. Lynn. Chief, you're getting out of line. Right. Stupid of me. I forgot. I'm just a prisoner here too, aren't I? Your handy little prototype collaborator can make miracles happen. I'm getting back to engineering. Rather be the machinery than people. No, you're not a prisoner. Stupid. Sure doesn't seem that way. I'm sorry, but it's best in the safety of war. It's best to be safe than sorry when a prototype is concerned. Okay, it's just nothing. Yeah, fetch me. That's a wrong answer. I do think it's a shame that the game seems to decide like right or wrong for you. Because what I think it should happen is when you make a choice, there should be a positive effect for both or a negative effect for both. Because that makes the choice meaningful. Now, I do think it would be kind of cruel to lock like heart progression to one character or another, just because that might be a bit unfair, especially if you don't like the decision, but you just really want to get the heart progress with the character. Like that could be a bit too much. So I can see why that could be problematic, but I also think that there shouldn't just be a right answer to every decision you make. It kind of makes it feel like you're like hand-holding the story. You're not allowing for as much like freedom of movement. I mean, a good example of this would be like, I harp on it all the time. I love the series so much. In fact, if you haven't seen it, I did a really fun playthrough of Knights of the Republic 1 and 2. You should check it out. But in that game, what I loved about the choices you often make is that your choices have an effect, and usually it was about like making like things would change, or the like your relationship or the events in the story would change, and there wasn't like it wasn't there was a good or bad way. Like there's morale ways, like a moral way and an immoral way to do things for sure, but you could accomplish your mission through different avenues using those choices. It wasn't like you made a choice, it got a positive effect, or you made another choice and just nothing happened. Usually there was a price, like there's tons of money that you could make, especially in the second game, by making the more evil choices. Like there's like a point where you can there's a shakedown happening on Nar Shaddaa where you have like a couple bounty hunter guys who are like harassing a poor man trying to get him to pay back his debt, and you can use the Force to like make them give you all their money and make them throw themselves off of the ledge and kill themselves. And when the guy you rescue is like, that was crazy, but thank you for saving me, you could say like, no, I didn't save you. You give me your money and jump off the edge too. You could make them all just like throw themselves off of a cliff and pocket like all their money. It's like, it's horrifying, but it's also like, it lets you choose that if you wanted to. And it also has a really good like kind of meta commentary in that area. It's not that specific choice, but it's a very similar choice in the area where basically Kreia, who's kind of your mentor, she points out the frivolity of your choices. Because if you make a positive choice where you see a beggar, he asks you for some money, you say, you know what, I've got enough money, and you give money freely. She points out how like by giving people freely what they can acquire for themselves, you are like inhibiting them from achieving their full potential. You're teaching them to just continue to be what they are rather than to pursue improvement. And like she gives you an example of how by being good to him, others get jealous and might target him, thus spreading more pain and suffering because of your kindness. And you have to decide whether you still think it's worth being good, even if being good brings about evil inadvertently. And then if you do the negative option there, where you just like insult the beggar and kick him off, or like you threaten to attack him, he like runs away, and she says, well, look at what you've done now. You've taught him that might makes right, and so he finds somebody else and he attacks them and steals from them because he still needs he needs money to buy food, and he's saying, well, if I'm going to be beaten around like for just trying to do my best, maybe doing my worst will actually pay me off. And so she's like, by being cruel, you inspire others to more cruelty, thus bringing about more pain. The whole example is the fact that like light side, dark side isn't really what matters. It's the choices that you make and the effects that they have. And if you're not like cognizant of that, and you're not meticulous about what you do, including the good that you do, you can end up doing harm inadvertently, which I love. I love that message. And I love that the idea is that they explored both. In this story, it feels like it's good that we made that choice with Lynn, but I feel like the game is a bit like lockstep for that, and that can be a detriment to the storytelling. But I also think it makes sense if you really just look at it from a pure perspective of it rewarding you for trusting Lynn, and in return she throws more of herself and her abilities into combat. she pushes herself harder. So this heart system in that regard is really cool. And so that relationship there being, okay, by showing that you can by showing a little trust in humanity to Lynn, despite like her relationship with the prototypes, you can unlock more. I love that. I just feel like there is a little bit better, like it could be executed a little bit better. Like it would make sense if you got some kind of benefit. Or maybe, heck, maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe we will have an incident that will happen from releasing the prototype. Like maybe a disaster will occur or a fight will become harder. And if they point out that, hey, like because you let her go without giving her a dampener, like you've made this future situation worse and Lynn has to confront that as a reality, that would be a really fun story to explore. Because what if being nice here does lead to negative consequences tangibly and Lynn has to confront that? That'd be a really cool character moment. Anyway, enough rambling about that. Try to decide if I have time for one more. I might squeeze in a second side story. All right. So Taderia, Angus, and Formati. What was the Angus one? Ikari. Right. So not quite high priority, that one. Formati, this is Sola's, right? Oh, you know what? I bet you. Brain teaser, it's probably exploring that thing. It's more puzzle, like it's gonna be another puzzle sequence. That could be kind of fun. Also could be time consuming. And then Tideria. Resistance forces in need of help in Tideria, we should lend assistance. Puzzle or Viva la Resistance? Let's do the resistance one. We'll do this one and then next week we'll start with the puzzle game and the Ikari bounty. But I do want to do this one. This one looks fun. Let's go rescue the rebels.
So,
the Pact fleet is ahead. We must attract their attention with the resistance agents escape. Alright, so again, hold out against Pact fleet for 8 turns. Okay. Yeesh. Alright, well, we have lots of people coming here. And it looks like, I'm trying to see if we have to protect anything, but we don't seem to have to. So in that case, we probably should slow down.
Hi.
Okay. I think I got a pretty sweet combo opportunity here. Let's see how it goes. I almost want to save actually, because I want to do something stupid. Oh, she doubled back. That was really cool. She like missed, killed the next guy, and then circled around and went back and finished him off. That was very, very neat. Take it out. Boom. That's the resistance agents have successfully escaped the planet. The mission is a success. Like, we were supposed to last 8 turns, but we just killed everything. Oh, wait, what? All wings, RTB. Return to base. Let's get out of here before we head here. We get out of here ourselves before Pact Fleet punches any more holes into our hull. Any more holes? We repaired all those. Yeah, that's a pretty profitable battle. No cost whatsoever. Beautiful. All right, we're definitely going to end things there for tonight. So, pretty fun. Lots of good character moments. Lots of growth of new abilities. Excuse me. Got 2 more side quests to do at least. Of course, doing side quests sometimes unlocks new ones. We haven't seen Cosette in a while, so I'd look forward to seeing her soon. Because, you know, we always get fun abilities with her. Oh, I forgot, though. Let's look at, what was that we just got from Ava? Viva la Resistance 2, summon gunship order is free when there are no gunships. That's freaking cool. So we just get a free gunship now, which is very powerful because that cuts down, like, especially if they're doing missile spam again, like it's always so nice to drop that in, just do the flak field, just to not have to deal with that. So, excuse me, I've been getting sick. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for joining me on the channel. It's just wonderful to have you here. Appreciate you being part of the channel and being part of these series. especially to Patreon members if you're here. Thank you so much for your direct support. Yeah, there's a lot going on. I'm really excited with like the direction things are going. It's been really tough lately in life-wise just because I got called in to do overtime. It cut into my sleep, and I basically have had no free time to do anything. This is the first moment of true free time I've had, which is recording this. So that's been really nice, and it's kind of relaxing and helps me disengage all the stress that's been building up. So that's really good to know. Thank you so much for being a part of that and for being a part of like a major positive influence in my life. I appreciate that. And it's wonderful to share these moments with you and to hear your thoughts on it. So hopefully you thought that was interesting and engaging. And until next video, watch me have to see me next. I'll see you there.